So in this video, I want to share with you the why, the what and the how, and maybe even the when of having good quality one-to-one conversations with your team. So having just come out of a coaching session earlier this morning with a client, one of the questions that she raised was, do you have a template that maybe might help me to have a one-to-one with team members? Good question. And of course I can help with that, and that's the purpose of this video, but it did come with a couple of caveats. And the caveats were, first of all, let's make sure that you know why you're having a one-to-one with someone. Let's talk about what and how you have it and maybe when you have it too. But when I'm giving you a template, just remember that a template is almost immediately wrong. It's immediately wrong for you because there's going to be something, you need to make it your own so that it becomes natural. So with that caveat to say make it your own, we then talked about, okay, why are you having a one-to-one in the first place? And the only real reason that you'd have a one-to-one with anyone is to have a conversation on an adult-to-adult basis that really helps people to kind of be aware of what's going on with them, so that they can ultimately make adaptations so that they can be at their best. That's it for me. And so it's a conversation. It's not a form-filling exercise. Yes, a template might kind of come to you in the format of a form, but it's not about filling out the form. It's not about box ticking or form filling. It's about having a conversation. So in many respects, once people have got a structure in their head as to how to kind of conduct a good thing, then it's you don't need a form, frankly. It's not about writing things down and recording it all. It's about having a conversation. So what kind of things would you be discussing? Well, there's two types of area that I would focus on in a conversation. One is, okay, the numbers for the role. So actually every role should have a set of numbers or metrics or measures of success that says, okay, what's the quality of the activity that you're doing, and how do we make sure that it's the quality, and also what's the quantity as well, so the volume, the frequency, whatever it might be, to say, Are we kind of off track, on track, or ahead of track? And importantly, what adjustments might we choose to make in order to either get back up to speed or actually keep pushing forward? So that's the number side of it. And then we've got on the other side, we've got the behaviours and the actions that you observe. And this is one, the openers that I would suggest, again, this is what I found to work, is just having the conversation, saying, how are things going? How are things going since the last time? And I reckon probably about a 4 to 6 weekly rhythm is about the right time to have one-to-ones. And how are things going? How have things gone since the last time that we sat down? Again, ask the question, listen to the response, and just get a good feel for things. Then I'd probably ask something like, over that period of time, what are you most proud of, or what are you happy with, that you want to share? And that gives them the opportunity to say, all right, okay, here's all the things that I'm really proud of and what have you. Because the next thing that you're going to say is, actually, here's what I think you've done well, because you'll have come to the one-to-one prepared and ready to actually kind of say, almost that nice dance that says, actually, the things that they then talk about, say, yeah, absolutely, I was really pleased with how you did that, and let's discuss that a bit more. There might be some things that the person hasn't said that they're proud of that you think, well, actually, let me tell you, you've missed a couple of things that I think are really excellent. So it's a great opportunity to get some good quality conversation and that feel-good factor. What it also then allows you to do is move on to the next question that says, okay, well, look, what maybe hasn't gone quite so well over that period of time? And importantly, what learnings have you taken from that, or what have you done about it? Again, that gives people the opportunity to say, well, I wasn't quite so happy with this, or I made that mistake there, remember? Great, what did you learn about it? Okay, what would you do differently next time? It's a good quality conversation, that. And also, it allows you to then give your suggestions for next time. Again, I'm not necessarily dwelling on what went wrong in the past. I'm just saying, okay, so that situation's happened. You might want to consider X, Y, and Z. Try that and see how that maybe improves things for next time. So again, that's helpful suggestions as a coach or as a manager to help people move forward. And then closing that off, I'd be saying, look, what kind of support might you need from me or any of your colleagues between now and next time? Gives them the opportunity to say, well, actually, I'm really struggling with this, or I see that Jimmy or Sheila are really good at that. I'd like to get better at that. Great. Okay, how do we facilitate them helping you on that thing? And then the last thing I would say is something like, is there anything else that you want to discuss? And that's just a sweep up question that gives, and there might not be, but it might be, actually, glad you asked, because there is one extra thing I wouldn't mind just getting your kind of your opinion on, or I just need to tell you about X, Y, or Z. Now, that's a good quality conversation, surely. And again, having those on a regularly frequent basis, almost negates the need for an end of year appraisal. Imagine having those kind of conversations every 4 to 6 weeks with people. You take the formality out of the end of year stuff because you're just having good stuff on that nice rhythm, and that's what really helps to build trust as you have that good dialogue, and also you're course correcting all the time, so you're constantly pointing people in the right kind of direction so that they can be at their best and ultimately contribute to the team or the business. So there we go. There's my view on one-to-ones. It's not a form-filling exercise. It's not a box-ticking thing. It's about good quality conversations.